Yeah, I used to break it. Kevin, do I break them now?
That's what I mean.
Check this out. I couldn't do this when
Just
I
don't
first
break
met
any
Kevin.
heads because I can't afford it.
Now I'm a professional.
Funny is I'm not the drummer, but somehow I got ride in it.
Hey, it's your drums.
They got broke over the house. And Kevin's like, when you get new heads, dude?
Hey,
I'm
they're
like,
good.
"Steve,
They were
why
broke,
you
broke
guys-"
dead. They were broke dead, man.
Your drums love me. They love it when I come over. They smile when they see me come in the door.
Man, that was dead a long time ago. You're saying.
What's the reason? I don't know. Looking for one for you. I don't know. You are. I tell myself it's my destiny. God's chosen path for me. Why, me alone? Why? I really don't understand why. Just to live and die. Is it just to live and die? I just wanna know why. We're so like that. I believe somehow we all have some kind of purpose. Just still wondering why me alone? Why me alone? Which one is you? I'm getting tired. eyes are walking in these shoes. I'm a little worn down, you know. My soul, you know, sad, but I don't know why. Ever change, I don't know. Why? Oh Lord, why? It's my destiny. It's my destiny. I wish this was my destiny. And behind the microphone, hang out my brothers, and I don't feel so alone. Give me wild, man, that's my wild, which is my wild, Lord, let it be my wild, which is my wild. I really wish it was my wild. My wife. Please let this be my wife. Wish I knew why, if I only knew why. This was my wife, alright. Fills your soul, fills your heart, fills everything. Oh Lord, thank you for blessing me with a moment in my life. Let me say thank you, Lord, for my brothers here.
Got some bluesing. Gotta be bluesing. I do wonder why. I do wonder
That's the first time I ever did that song.
I can't remember the words though. I do like that
I
song.
met a gypsy queen in
A gin soaked barroom queen.
Okay, yeah.
I met her, a gin soaked barroom queen.
Gin soaked in Memphis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was what he said. I see. That's what I've always thought it said too.
Yeah.
What did you say he
I
said?
met
Because that's what I thought.
far out gypsy queen.
That's what I always said. Thought it said Gypsy Queen.
I
right?
met her, a gin soaked barroom queen.
That's- he's right.
in Memphis.
Wow.
Dun, 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 dun.
Crazy, isn't it? How you hear something?
Yeah. Hey, I always thought, feels like, at that company, feels like, I'm walking on holy water. Song feels
Yeah.
like I'm walking on holy
Oh, I
water.
know that one.
By Bad Company.
That's the other singer guy.
Yeah. And he I always thought
Yeah, I know
it feels
what
like
you're
I'm
talking
choking on bong water.
Oh, yeah. Then I saw him in concert.
Really? Pretty good, huh?
Boring.
Really?
Yeah.
Motley Crue, when they got rid of Vince Neil, they did one album, Hooligan's Holiday. That fucking album rocks. That singer just kicks ass. He's dead now, but he sang for Badlands.
You guys sound pretty good as a unit. You know,
Wait for you.
not that last song. But
Yeah, that's the first time I ever played that. Uh-oh. Kind of throws me off. Hey, Luke, when you're going boom, 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 when I go like this, when I go, when I do that, just bring it in tight. Bring it tight. When I go, same beat, same thing, but just a little tighter. How do I explain that? Because it throws me off. So Kevin, let's go that part where it's showing that where we showing down. We get no. Boom, down. And then right before you come into the singing, when he comes into the singing, you'll bring it tight. And
I'm just sitting out to say
You
you
go
know,
boom,
one,
You
two.
go boom, 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 but you're bringing it a little wider and tighter.
I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
sitting here
You know what I'm saying?
all alone.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't even
You'll get the
hear
feel
you
of
at
it.
I know.
Kevin wrote the song, I don't know.
What number is this with?
Where's even your speaker? Pointed right at you?
It's kind of like a striptease burlesque song, you know?
Where is it?
You know what? Guys, there's a burlesque bar downtown. We played that song down there. They go nuts.
Little white eyes,
I'll see that.
little
Yeah, I know.
white eyes.
It's like you hit it hard at first, and then I go. Same structure. A little tighter. tighter. You know, I don't know how to make it tighter on the bass.
Hey, do you got my speaker on back here?
One firm, it's like over.
Yeah,
right?
it's on.
It's all
Right
there.
there. It's on here, Kenny.
On.
Oh, you're squealing.
1, 2.
You're squealing. You got the squeal.
That's heavy there.
It's like over.
Little
Yeah. So you shut up or like jam like that. Then we keep the mic. Yeah, you bring it in quieter. And then it builds up. Down, 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 down. One line, and then boom. And stop. Where's that? Stop. I don't know how you do that, Kevin.
That's my part.
Might you see your friends.
Just to say, little white lies, little lies.
Music writer, music writer.
Music writer, music writer, music writer, music writer.
Yeah, but,
He was here with
Who's guitar?
he's a bass player.
Bass player, bass
John
player.
doing when you play with it.
He was a guitar player. Don was playing with it.
Were you talking to him?
Sometimes Don didn't want me to jam with him. He jammed with Steve.
So you and Don, you didn't, well, you didn't talk to Don, huh?
Not for like 10 years, man. I mean, not because we were mad at each other.
And then
We
and that's
kinda
when you
lost
called Don and
contact.
say, I got my friend Don.
I called his
Dude,
mom.
crazy world we
And
live in,
she
man.
gave me his number, you know, so I was like, alright, cool.
I never thought I wouldn't
He used to be really skinny, man. I mean, really skinny. And
Yeah,
He
yeah.
keeps dropping on
He
you.
used to call me the Great White Buffalo.
Yeah, here's Kevin. Here, Kevin's sitting like this. He's like, little white lie, little
I
white
said,
lie.
I haven't seen him for 10 years. He comes up to my door, and I open the door and go, whoa, there's a new buffalo in town.
Hey, man, I got no room to talk, man. I'm growing myself.
Man, I've been working out every night, man, for 45 minutes,
Have you?
if not more.
I've never been in a band where there's like so many musicians in the band. There's always somebody, like, if we need a musician, somebody will fit in somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys sound like a working dress once they're in, like,
I'm just
I went like
learning.
this. I went up to the camera and cross-eyed. Hey, let's see that cross-eyed drummer play. Okay, here I am.
I keep forgetting that whole thing's on in there, man. This is live, man.
Yeah.
I know
Well,
what
is that
I'm
thing
looking for.
still on right now?
Gosh. What is that? Beef? Chicken? Pork? Pork?
The other white meat.
Can I try beef?
Run
made it?
pretty good, yeah.
That's what I smelled over here. Oh my god.
Barbecue sauce.
It's like that. Hey, let's go. What song is that? What he's doing?
What's the list say? What's the list say?
Cherry crack? You guys are talking about my crack. Well, you're 43 years old, you need it done. He said, so he did it, and when he was done, I go, I might need to keep mine. And you did all that shit, tell me I'm Watch me eat.
What song was that? This is a heavy song, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna start lightening our stuff up. It's too depressing. I was listening to it the other day. I didn't want to listen to it. I don't know, man. Last practice was really like. We did cool stuff, but it was really. It was.
I listened to it, I wasn't crying, man.
Yeah, it just doesn't. But it doesn't. It's not what you really want to hear.
I said we didn't have some new songs, man.
Yeah, there was all the ones I have, I like. Make them happy. Blues, happy blue.
There never was, never is.
Just me.
Never there, never was. Johnny, never there, never was. Johnny, never there, never was.
Never there, never mind.
Never mind. Try it.
Well, yeah, if you want to start with that, yeah.
I might try out one song.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. Never there, never mind.
What's that one? Right there.
Never there, never mind. Never there, never mind.
Try it.
Let's do it.
Play it. Start talk. You guys play it halfway through and then I'll know.
Starts off slow.
Oh, it starts out slow.
Never there, never mind. Why you
for your Never been on my mind all the time. Never been on my all the time.
to 80 degrees. The bump on the big
One, two. Hey, I can hear you now. Hey, are we carrying on with the center? Or are you doing something? No, go ahead. There's the board. How long is it going? Yeah, I was saying that. I mean, you could almost do that, but you have to. Man, that's
Wow, that is noisy.
Yeah.
You should get a noise gate.
I thought that was
Get rid of
Mama.
all that.
Well, that's the whole
Sound like
reason of
Mama
the
there.
bike.
The other
The
what?
pedal. The
Hey,
pedals.
sound like Mama there for a minute.
That's what makes that sound, right?
Well, you know what? You might have that plugged in wrong.
Isn't that supposed to be through the other way?
Yeah, I think the green one has to be first.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you told me the other way before.
It's in the
No,
background.
if it has any kind of power added to it,
It
If
says,
you pay attention to it, then you.
this says guitar right here.
yeah, I know, but the green box has to be first because it has power added to it.
Alright, I'll try it.
Everybody
No,
thinks
I
I'm
thought
crazy
you
when I
told
tell
me,
you.
in fact, you told me the pedal had to be first before.
It all depends on if it has power. The other pedal, like this one right
They
here,
both have power.
this one does have power.
They both have power from the cords.
You're kidding it with me. We're both.
Just try it with the green one first.
Time with
Because
the
you told me,
cats. I don't
that's
think
why
so.
you told me different.
I probably did, but I don't think it was that pedal though, was it?
Yeah, that pedal.
But you know what?
Well, that probably does
You
have a
told me
little more
I
power.
have
I
to
think it adds 10 watts. I think it adds 10 watts. But I think that other one adds like 15 watts.
They're not stupid.
I'm not sure, maybe 20 watts.
Alright, I'll try what you say, brother. You should know. It blows up, man.
That won't blow up. You just won't get as much noise.
I'll show you a picture. You're gonna love my kids. I'm gonna show you a picture of that. Oh yeah.
Like everywhere.
I'll show you a picture of that. I'm hooked. That little son of a bitch got off work one day. Albert walks right up to him. I'm like, in bed, and he was like, felt wrong liquid in my
Yeah,
face.
fuck you, dude.
Fucking right there. No, he fucking squirted on me. You know,
Oh shit!
right in my fucking
got
face.
nothing.
Jesus!
Oh, you gotta play in the green one into the Wawa down there.
I couldn't catch him.
It is.
All my
It
animals
is?
I can catch.
Yeah.
He's one I can't
You gotta
catch.
go from the Wawa to the green one?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little fucker. He
I
knew
don't
he was
see
in
it.
trouble too.
Right here, it's a black one.
But I think he was
Yeah.
he didn't think I was there. I think
Well, something ain't working.
he knew.
Uh,
Steve, I have a black cat named
It was
Steve.
working the other way. I've been playing the whole night.
You ever seen me? Yeah. No, you
Well,
did.
you got something wrong. Let's see here.
Maybe you got those knobs to adjust. Maybe it's just out
Yeah.
of adjustment.
Steve,
Hit that.
10 times his size.
Hit
Just
your
need
pedal.
adjustment.
He just hit.
Hit your pedal once.
That's all.
God damn it, Albert. That was his
Okay.
face.
Here you go. You got standby on your amp?
Oh, yeah.
It's
If I
been
say,
working
God
all
damn
night
it,
and now
cat,
it doesn't.
he goes,
So
"Oh,
I
my
think
God."
you told me before the pedal had to
But then next thing you know, here he comes.
Well, only if it has less power, you know, but I'm pretty sure that.
That's 9. That's 9. That might be 9 as well.
Yeah, we
It might be the same, dude. That's a
You
9.
guys hear?
We're like a
Well,
magnet.
well,
I like it.
It should work that way. I don't know why it's not.
Fighting.
Well, it worked the other way, right? Now it
It should
doesn't.
work that way. All the cords plugged in all the way.
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
Babies.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been working the other way.
Yeah, I know.
So it only, you know.
Is that side say guitar or
Yeah,
amp?
but the little
It says guitar on that side.
What about the black one?
The black one says guitar.
Stand there for like 10 minutes.
What happens when you hit?
Yeah, they were like,
What
Jesus.
happens when you hit that?
Next
The
to
button.
stand up. That's how,
Good.
that's how.
It's on and
they were-
off.
They were practicing, cockfighting.
We've been playing for the last
Oh,
hour.
I know. They changed it back then. I mean,
They almost got into it a couple
I don't know why it
But
was
the
not
mother
like.
hen or whatever.
I don't know, because it's not meant to be.
No, they're like,
You told me before the black one had to come first.
get them, they act out of
Yeah.
line.
Well, that was before you had that green pedal though.
You know what's weird is when they study.
Yeah, when I got this.
Another animal.
Doing this over here.
I think it's on purpose.
I think that's
How about it did wrong?
Right, because it won't work the other way.
And then I see those.
It sounded pretty good all night. Just when I don't play, it's fuzzy. It doesn't even smooth out when I play.
Yeah. You got sound
I
now?
always wondered that.
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna take the feathers off that thing, boil it, and then I'm gonna fry it.
No. I did it again.
Hey.
Hey man, look, I got this for you along the way here.
I eat your tickets. You know what? I'm sure we'll be buying that.
Don't mess me around, dude. All right, take
That
5.
would be
shall we?
sad though. Act your channel up.
What time is it?
Yeah.
Keep following what
Don't do checker.
Yeah, maybe I thought, man, you
Oh,
take
good,
so
man. Have you had that yet?
Raising
Huh?
like
Have you tried that pork
I
yet?
haven't.
Yeah.
Tough.
Kill it,
I
man.
would feel sorry for
our
you.
goats.
I know. I'm not gonna eat you when you're so cute. But you look tasty. At the same time, I'm licking my chops and don't wanna hurt you.
Not working?
Thank you.
That's good talk, man.
That's some good shit. That's restaurant shit.
It is.
You know what happened?
I don't know.
I don't
ain't
either.
working.
Shit went bad, man.
What time is it?
How about play through the amp with just this distortion?
Well, that's I'm just using this pedal I like, the sound.
I don't know what happened to this.
Maybe this little cord went bad or something.
Some was bad because they were.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Man. Tell me why. I just don't know. But you can tell me why. Yeah. That's why God invented beer. My throat's dry. Muffle the little child. I need Can you do it? Luke? Ain't that good? That beat might work. Ain't no good for me.
Soy sauce.
Use that beat. Up to y'all, we don't have to. You know what I mean? We don't have to. We can make new ones, huh? I think like running around is a, you know. The D song.
What do you want to do? Check it out, man. You gotta put another chord there. I know what chord it is. You gotta go.
crazy sometimes. How much they Hey, right. I'll
Good God. It doesn't do that when I play, though.
I don't know how.
Weird.
That's not even feedback.
Okay.
What the hell's
Well,
that distortion?
it goes right
Oh,
here.
yeah, got this distortion pedal on there. But
It's
something's wrong
gotta
with
be that
it.
damn pedal.
I think something happens to it. Like it's
Like you said, that pin's not going in there or something.
No, this one's a different one. But what I think is, I
Same
don't know.
concept, probably.
If I'm playing, it smooths it out. But
Let me hear these go.
I don't know.
It's probably.
I can't wait, man.
Nah, 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 nah,
It's
nah.
sounding all right all night, though.
I need you. you?
Maybe not.
Sing it back, I'm telling you.
What song we doing?
I don't know which one. What one did you try? That one ain't no good. We haven't done, right? Ain't no good. And that's like, that fit him pretty good. Ain't no good.
So put it in the middle and I'll
This is Gloria.
have it static.
Sounds like what?
Gloria. To the side. Goes on.
You got power. You gotta watch this thing.
One more, man.
That guy beats it more than all of us, man.
Huh?
Beating on that.
Dude, that's great, isn't it?
That's why I don't play it. Fuckers.
Oh, it's funny.
I had to
The
play
beat
most
goes
of the
on.
instrument there is though.
Oh, lady, she should
Alright.
do
But
that.
I
That's
told
the
my
beat
dad,
goes
"Hey,
on.
make me
I want to do what's way around. We haven't done that in a while. It's just,
Alright.
I want to do what is it?
What's that
EA.
one?
It's just an EA and a G. It goes around. Remember? It's like a record. It's like a record.
It's just that shit. I hated the drums. I come home from school and I had to play.
That's your
I
song,
start
huh?
crying.
No, that was
You
yours.
wanna
I thought.
fucking
Which one?
play?
Uh,
Serious, man.
The one that's kind of sounds evil,
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, we did that tonight, didn't we?
Oh.
Never there, never mind.
Alright,
Never there, never mind. We did never there, never mind.
Yeah, we did that. That's the first time I learned from you guys.
Alright, well, I didn't remember hearing that licking there, man.
I got a line on you.
listen. So,
What?
what?
What song you want to do?
I don't. How about Twist Me Around? Do you remember that one? It goes like a record
I've
going
never played
around.
it on guitar before, so I mean, I'm going to improvise.
Twist Me Around Upside Down Baby. Or Day by Day. Day by Day.
Twist me around and around and
Hey,
around.
didn't he want to do Day by Day? He said he wanted to do Day by Day. Right? Yeah. Terry, we'll do Day by Day. Remember you said you want to do it? We're doing Day by Day. It's like it's really hard.
Play it.
Yeah, the picture. It's gonna picture, dude.
I want to hear it. I will. Let me hear it first.
You played it before. You played our stuff before, dude.
What's that? What key is it?
Okay.
It's an E, an A, and a C. And just a rotation, that's it, in the chord.
Play a little bit of it.
One thing I always do is
Day by day.
it's definitely E.
I thought we were doing Twist Me Around. So yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's totally different. Yeah, let's do that. I like that. Let's do it.
All of it starts off with E. I mean,
Yeah.
Gotta keep a little slower though, I gotta, you know.
I can't remember what you're trying to get her to play.
The Day by
Your
Day.
body's falling asleep. Your mind is trying to keep up with your bass
The
hand.
Day by Day.
Did you work today? I
I like the Day by Day.
Day in the morning.
Wow.
Oh wow, what's that? Is that you? Wow, dude. This recorder keeps dying on me, man, and I thought I had another battery. I thought I had a battery.
Which bass is it that you play with?
That's what's going on. I must kill the battery.
You really like that bass? It's just heavier than shit, huh?
This is heavy. I kind of like the Squire that I have. Just for that
Oh, yeah,
It's
the
just
Squire.
lighter.
I forgot about that. I forgot about the Squire, the Fender Squire.
Oh yeah.
They make some good ones.
That they did.
I think it's just like a little rope that hangs from the ceiling. holds it.
Oh, yeah. What is?
Like a bungee cord. That's for the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
I would just hold it. I just get
Hey,
like,
just lift your legs up and hang on it while
just
you're
take the weight
playing.
off of it.
That would be killer, man. That is a heavy bass, huh?
You have a bungee cord? That'd be a good idea.
I'm gonna try that.
Hey, you just walk away. You walk away and the bass is just going like this.
Yeah, exactly. Just walk up and like the keyboard from Mad Max. The keyboard.
That's your song? You gonna say it?
can't take it.
I'll get you that one.
How about you, Born to be Wild? Give you that.
Yeah.
Born to be Wild?
Born to be wild.
Tracy fucking classic, man.
I was in a band called Chester's Rain.
Get your motor running,
I can play.
head out on the highway. I'm looking for adventure and whatever comes my way.
I played with a band called Chester's Rain.
Keep forgetting that's recorded down there.
Did you watch this on that thing?
I probably look like a real dork if anybody's watching. I keep forgetting it's on there. Dude, I've been seeing that little red light on there.
I gotta get this out of this.
Yeah, he's like, no. True story.
True story. Get your motor running. I know, that's what happened to my son.
What's going on with mine? Mine is sample generator, dude.
Steve.
Something happened.
Remember mine kept fucking with me. You have to
I
unplug it.
don't even like that sound at all, man.
Really cool.
That's what those pedals drive me crazy, man.
Yeah, they are kind of fucked, aren't
They
they?
drive me crazy.
Yeah,
That's why I like to just
I mean, but I have this little stop box. That was bad. That was cool tonight. I mean, it's buzzing out. That's all right.
Where the fuck is
You live in Kingston down here.
What song? I want to do Twisted Around or something. What good
Yeah,
song?
I was always
Listen
there.
something.
Sounds better than that sounds without the pedal. Sounds so much better without the pedal.
Came back and said, I'll never
Yeah.
play again. And we, on the road we go. I can't wait to play with my dad and Kevin. My dad played this keyboard.
That'd be cool.
Still alive?
Yeah, he's like 80 years old. Yeah, he's in my Facebook. If you look up Devin J. You'll see him.
The rain is blowing through the mist of sorrow that surrounds me. Let it rain, let it rain.
Let it
I thought we were
rain.
doing another one like this.
Yeah, we're gonna do. We're gonna do Born to be Wild.
Another one bites the dust.
Another one bites the dust. And another one now.
Got me up and everything. Push me around. Got me upside down. Yeah, baby. Push me around. Got me upside down. Push me around, you got me upside down, baby, please. Push me around, you got me upside down, baby, please. Bring a grown man right down to his bed. Beg and please, beg and please, beg and please, beg and please, my neck. Me around, got me upside down. Got me upside down, please. And the way you got the keys, girl, you won't sleep, man. Girl, I'll be with you. You're my mind. You're my mind. Push me around, you got me upside down, little please.
Wait, started 2 hours before I got here.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, maybe about 2 hours.
Something like that.
We just started playing a couple songs. He was out there listening to us. That's cheating.
Yeah,
Yeah, why me?
Yeah, I can tell he's like struggling there like 2 songs ago.
I'm trying to.
Usually I'm the one that's done.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
tired. Yeah, usually.
Usually I'm the one that's done. I
Before you get there.
I got tickets out, so I'm ready to go.
Where's that blue bag? Right there.
I'll be out at Kevin's house at 6 in the morning. Ready? Get your guitars. And you would too. You pick up. You would.
I would. I used to jam gigs, man. The next morning I get up, the first thing I do is grab my guitar, man.
No.
Fuck yeah. Had to play again that night.
Yeah, I did the same thing, but mine was just getting all the drums ready, man. This shit sucks. I hate these fuckers. You
Back
know
in
why?
the day, we'd play like 2 nights for $250, man.
Yeah, that's
And there was
right.
like 5 of us.
Yeah, you have to split it.
Yeah.
You know, I hate the drums because there's times that because I have to have more than these pieces when I play. I have to have as many like you got, Kevin.
Yeah.
But when I want to play, it'll take me 2 hours to set up. And by the time I get set up, I don't even want to play.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I'm too tired to set them up.
I didn't realize that's on a real wall, huh? I wasn't sure.
He kissed the wall. He walked straight into the wall.
Oh, I thought that was a real wall.
I did that at-
Oh, you try to brace yourself on it.
I did that at a bar. I go run